know you don't feel the cold, but I'm starting to get very cold. So I now introduce you to someone who I respect and greatly admire, someone who has taught me a lot. Haim Bresheeth is a professor at SOAS in London. He's a historian, a filmmaker, a photographer, a man of many skills. He's also a lifelong anti-racist and anti-Zionist Jew who has used his strength, his voice, to stand up for those who are most marginalized, those who are most victimized. And it is a privilege to have him on the stage tomorrow. It's just very strange to be here in Norway talking about this so freely, because Haim, for example, was arrested in London just a few weeks ago for speaking about and against the genocide. So I'm very pleased that in the middle of Oslo, we speak so freely, because along with removing the rights of the Palestinians, we are losing our rights too. And every time we stay silent about genocide, we die a little bit ourselves. So it's a real honor to invite Professor Haim Bresheeth. Haim, where are you? Ah, there you are. Haim, this one?
Thank you very much for your kind words, and thank you all for standing in the snow. I'm told that I'm the last speaker. Is this true? So your suffering is about to end. But the suffering of the people in Gaza, without a roof, without a home, without the kind of nice coats that we are wearing, 2 million people are suffering more than we are now in Oslo. Don't forget that ever. Children babies are dying because of the cold, not now from bombs, but don't be confused, the genocide is not over. This is done in the name of the Jewish state. I'm a Jew, I'm Israeli, this is not in my name. This is not in the name of anyone who can call themselves a Jew. Jews suffered from genocide, but they don't do genocide. Israelis, Zionists are doing this. They are not Jews. We are ejecting them. And they have ejected themselves from human society. Our brothers and sisters are the Palestinians. As a historian, I want to say something very simple. Europe has treated its Jews for 2,000 years very badly. I don't need to tell you that. My family, more than 100 people of my direct family died in the Holocaust. My both parents were in Auschwitz. Both of them survived Auschwitz, and they were the only survivors of their families. So we know about genocide. We will not support any genocide, especially a genocide done by people who call themselves Jews. This is insufferable. This is immoral. They are not doing it in our name or in the name of any human being. Now, I want to say two things. In Europe, Jews have suffered, but in the Middle East, they did not. In North Africa, they did not. In Western Asia, they did not. They lived in convivencia, Jews, Muslims, Christians, for thousands of years without suffering anti-Semitism, racism, Islamophobia, or, of course, genocide and Holocaust. That was European. Racism, the modern racism, is an invention of Europe. In the Middle East, we were brothers and sisters, and even in Europe, in Spain, there was a convivencia that was based on Jews, Muslims and Christians living together, creating together, writing together, eating together, painting, sculpting. Everything was done by those three groups, and they lived in harmony. What Israel has done has totally changed the history of the Middle East. In the last 80 years, Israel destroyed whole parts of the Middle East. It went into more than 5 countries. It's now bombing 7 countries. It is destroying Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and of course, Palestine. Now in Palestine, Jews, Christians, and Muslims lived since the time of Christ together. The only time that there was a break of that was during the European invasion of the Crusaders. Israel is the modern crusader. We have to finish Zionism. We have to decolonize Palestine. As long as Zionism is there, there will be peace for no one, including the Jews of Palestine. Now, the Jews of Israel are the only Jews that are dying because of their identity. Not because they are Jewish, but because they are colonizers, because they are genociders, because they are ethnic cleansers. Enough is enough. 80 years of that and no more. And I want to end by saying, what Israel is doing, it's not doing alone. It's doing with every country in Europe to that or another degree. It's doing with the support of every aspect of the genocide by the US. So yes, boycott Israel, but boycott the United States. Fight the United States. And to end, I want to say how nice it is to speak to people in the snow, in the cold, and yet I don't see a single policeman. This is totally unusual in Britain. In Britain, we will be surrounded by more police than the people standing here, and there will be arrest afterwards. So thank you, Oslo, for changing that pattern, and that change is very welcome. Thank you very much. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Between the river and the sea, Palestine shall be free.